So you've decided to sell your home. Congratulations. Next order of business, it's time to find the right agent for you. So when you're interviewing a listing agent to sell your home, here are some things you need to know and some things you need to ask. So the first mistake that I see sellers make is they feel that they need to interview 10 or 12 or lots of agents. And I don't recommend that because it'll get way too confusing, way overwhelmed, and it's just too much. Interview 2 or 3 of the top agents in the community and leave it at that. So another mistake that I see sellers make when choosing who to interview for the job of selling their home, you got to make sure that person that you're interviewing, or all those people that you're interviewing, are experienced, that they didn't get their license yesterday. And oftentimes people choose to hire an agent that was referred to them by a friend they know. Now that agent may not be a slam dunk all the time. So this is why we recommend always interviewing 2 or 3 agents. And again, nothing wrong with referrals. Referrals are oftentimes the best, but not always. So again, 2 or 3 agents. So now that you've picked who you want to interview for the job of selling your home, it's time to meet with them. I recommend meeting at the house, not necessarily the agent's office. Meet at the house that you're looking to sell so they can see the house and really get to know it and give the right information that you need to know. And also have all of the decision makers there during the interview process. That's very important. And during the interview, there's main topics that you need to tackle, and that's what we're going to dive into. So the first thing you need to know and ask is about their experience level. How long have they been licensed? How many homes do they sell a year? How many homes have they sold in your neighborhood? How many homes have they sold in this price range? And how equipped are they to get the job done in your specific situation? Next thing you need to know is the agent's availability. This means a couple things. Are they a full-time agent? Are they a part-time agent? Are they available to show your house? And who is going to be your main point of contact? If your agent doesn't have a lot of availability, then what a lot of agents do will just have your point of contact be an assistant. Do you want that, or do you want to talk to your agent directly? The agent doing the most business isn't always the best fit for you. It just really depends on who you want as your point of contact and how important your house is going to be to them. So the next thing you need to know is, what is the agent's strategy to sell your house for the most amount of money? So 10, 20 years ago, doing things like just listed postcards or putting your home in the newspaper or magazines, things like that, those were effective. Nowadays, buyers don't shop that way. They shop on the internet. So it's not so important to find the buyer because the buyers find you now. So be really careful about that, because a lot of agents will pitch you on what they're going to do to sell your home and say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And those activities may benefit them a lot more than it does you, meaning that they're going to use your home to leverage themselves to get more business, not doing activities that are necessarily the best for you. So with all that being said, your strategy, the best strategy, is not about what am I going to do to find buyers, because we understand that buyers find you now because of the internet. It's what are we going to do with those buyers once we have them to generate the highest amount of money for you. So if an agent is pitching old school methods of selling homes, just be really careful that most likely those activities benefit them, not you. So the question is, what you're going to ask is, what is your strategy to generate the highest price in the quickest amount of time to sell my home? Okay, the next thing you need to ask is, who is going to be negotiating the purchase contracts, a possible request for repair? Who's going to be negotiating my contracts? A lot of agents will outsource these things to a team leader that they have, an assistant, something like that. And they kind of take a back seat. So if you want the agent that you're hiring doing the negotiation, you have to ask them who is going to be not only my point of contact, but negotiating all my contracts. So if you're someone that owns a home and you live out of state, for example, you have an investment property, a rental property, or you inherited a property in a different state and you want to hire an agent. So you're not in town to help handle stuff. So you need to make sure that that agent has resources, meaning they have a good staging team, cleaners, handyman, and they have the availability to kind of handle those things for you because you're not in town. Another one is a haul-away company, an estate sale company. Every situation is different. So if you are out of state, make sure that that agent has the proper resources where you don't have to worry about it living in another state. In a nutshell, if there's a lot of logistics in your home sale, make sure your agent is equipped and able to handle those things for you. Otherwise, it gets very stressful. Lastly, before you sign a listing agreement, make sure of a couple things. Number one, how long is your listing agreement? Is there a cancellation fee if you're not happy? And even more importantly, if you're not happy, will they let you out of that contract, shake your hand, and call it a day? So in a nutshell, these are kind of just the big ticket items. Again, every agent's different. You typically have a different strategy. So 2 to 3 agents interview, make sure you find out this information, ask all of these questions, and see what they say, and then pick the best one for you. And again, there's not a one size fits all when it comes to real estate agents. So the one that sells the most may not be the best fit for you. The one that sells the least may not be the best fit for you, but go with who you are comfortable with and who you feel like working with, because they're gonna be in your life for several months. And as you may have picked up, not everybody's situation is the same, not everybody's house is the same, timing isn't the same. Everybody's situation is different. So when you are ready to sell, reach out to an agent, reach out to me. I'd love to meet with you and go over your situation as well.